Greetings, y'all. It's your Knock Peter Mata, and welcome back to another Golf Stories podcast. Of course, joined here by PGA Tour caddy, Derell Atten. Derell, back to our regular scheduled program. Did you get back to the Bay Area safely?
Yeah, we are good to go. The weather has definitely been amazing. All that sunshine tax is definitely paying off. The struggle is when I had to fill up the gas tank.
Oh,
So that was a little bit of a struggle, but you just live with it and enjoy the sunshine.
The welcome back that you wanted right there. The little gas tax, yeah. But did you get any golf in? I know you said you wanted to get back early enough that day that I dropped you off at the airport to play or hang out with the kids, the high school kids.
Yeah, no, I ended up actually going with the kids that week, and I haven't. The past couple of days, I've been able to golf and practice. From Thursday through Sunday this week, I was actually caddying at Cypress.
Oh yeah,
there was a member guest all this week, and just doing all that. And like I said, I mentioned a couple people on Sunday. I caddied for a guy named Mr. Quail, and didn't even know he was vice president. So.
Yeah,
that was interesting, but again, it was a good experience, and those are the types of people that you kind of get at a exclusive club like Cypress Point. So it shouldn't be surprising, but for me, I'm just out there trying to do my job and try to have a little bit of a side hustle and go from there.
What an experience! Yeah, I saw your Facebook post about that.
Yeah. So all good. So with that being said, didn't really get to catch up on. The draft was last week.
Yeah, that's true.
And, football. And that's something that, that I'm very, try to be on top of. So that was tough for me to be on top of it. This week is going to be a little bit slower, so I can kind of redo everything and get back to it. And even golf, like obviously, the Mexico Championship was happening. I just kind of caught glimpses and highlights of it. So again, this week, even with our little podcast, we're back on track and we can kind of be more routine on at least my end.
Yeah, we'll build you back up here. It was, yes, indeed, the Mexico Open, how do you say, Aberto Mexicano de Golf. There you go.
Yeah.
I cleaned that up a little over the week. Good championship golf that I just watched. I got to catch a good bit of it, at least especially on the last day. Jon Rahm. It wasn't pretty, but he got it done. Number 7, I believe, in his win total, 1-1 over a charging Brandon Wu and Tony Finau, and Kurt Kitayama was in his group, who held solid pretty much throughout. I know you said you didn't catch too much of it. What are your thoughts when you won?
The quick thoughts real quick is, so at Zurich, we're paired with Brandon Wu for 2 days, and I've always thought Brandon Wu was a great player, Stanford grad, and he's had a lot of success there. And even I think hasn't, in my eyes, just haven't gotten comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly, with that finish, and even last week, he was honestly, safe to say, he was really carrying the team more than his other partner. I'll say that, witnessing it for the first 2 days. So he definitely was trending. That's cool to see. Very good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Love Brandon Wu. Just everything, just very calm and just goes about his business, and solid player. Just knows what he can do. And again, I can't speak any more great things about Brandon Wu. I'm happy for him and his caddy. His caddy is a good dude as well. But with winner Jon Rahm, it goes to show how good this guy is. Just comes out of nowhere and, comes to the Mexico Open and just says, hey guys, this is why I'm elite and the top of the top. And typically, the elites and the top of the top do that, week in and week out. It's not a surprise. So I think that's one of the skill sets those elite guys have, is just hey, again, I'm going to come win. Early in the year, Dustin Johnson was struggling, not struggling, but he wasn't as high on the FedEx Cup that we thought, right? When we talked about this a couple weeks ago, all of a sudden he's going in events and, finishing well. And here we are back. We're not worried. These guys, even if they get a slow start, the elite guys are going to still take care of business.
Yeah, you expect them to win. He was the favorite. Jon Rahm was going into it. And I think he was a wire-to-wire winner. Like I said, it wasn't pretty. He really grinded out that last day. It wasn't like he was super struggling. It was just that, the guys behind him were on fire. I mean, 63 from Brandon Wu and Tony Finau. It's good to see Big Tone find some form there too. Because shoot, man, I was watching Tony Finau the first couple of days. He missed probably, I want to say, a handful of putts inside 5 feet, and that's just the ones I saw.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, to just have one or two of those back, goodness me. But I mean, hell, he got all of it out on Sunday, made every one of them. And especially on this 14th hole, or I'm not sure which green is it, but it's somewhere behind me. I thought that was the biggest factor, that hole. That's the one that Tony eagled to get closer, and that's the one that Rahm ultimately birdied, and that ultimately gave him the edge to kind of put it away. As far as our picks, I was kind of excited. Davis Riley was up there for a little bit. Patrick Reed was creeping until he fell off, but I was getting excited there, Derell. And even your Mexican pick, Abraham Answer, was at least in the mix for a touch. So any thoughts on any of the other contenders? I know Cameron Champ was up there. I kind of gave him a shout out last week as well.
I mean, like I said, it was just so, for me, not knowing the golf course and also not knowing, this new tournament and it's on the PGA Tour, at least, it was also hard to, pick certain people. And again, this week will be a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was an interesting course. It was wide open, much more open than I thought. We talked about how it was long, and it definitely, helped that Cameron Champ, for instance, or John Rahm could absolutely pound driver, but also very more open than I thought it would be. Because I think they were talking about I don't know what show I was watching, but there's 13 holes where you could hit driver, and John Rahm, every one of them, hit driver. So,
Right.
and we all know how John Rahm can hit the driver long and straight. If you give him that kind of comfort, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, we saw it at Kapalua. He finished second, but I mean, there was no Cameron Smith this week to kind of put the charge against him.
Yeah.
So it's good to see John Rahm win. I know it's his first win since the U.S. Open. Yeah, and we kind of expect these things from players like John Rahm and the top players like we were talking about, Dustin eventually finding some form and getting another W. Yeah, any thoughts on the course? Anything that you saw that was interesting from Vedanta?
Based on the couple guys that I talked to that were there, they said it was definitely scoreable on the par fives, but the par fours definitely had some teeth because because it was long. There's a couple tough par fours that you needed to take care of business. Other than that, if you took care of business, then the course kind of opens up for you to kind of make a charge.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. I thought it was tough for Rahm because there was some, like the 10th hole, for instance, was
the 10th hole stood out.
Beast.
Everybody,
yeah,
all the caddies that I talked to, is 10 was the hole that you need to take care of. And again, after that, they said it opens up.
Yeah, you could feast. They had 3 par fives on the back 9 there. Yeah, it was cool to see. Oh yeah, and also about Brandon Wu, I think he finished second or third at Puerto Rico the last couple years, I think, and that has similar grass, past Palm, as Vedanta Villarta here. So wherever they have past Palm grass, Brandon Wu seems to be trending to get that W somewhere along the line. Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was a good week, a good event, a good kind of dip your toes in for a first year. I'm sure there's going to be a stronger field for it next year.
Yeah, moving forward for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool spot. It looks cool. It's a nice resort.
Yeah, everybody has said great things about it that I've heard.
So the fans seem to be into it. So that was a good first Mexico Open. Like I said, we're back to scheduled programming. Look, I have the background this week. As we turn the page to this coming week's event, which some would say is the Quail Hollow Championship, but it isn't this week. It is the Wells Fargo Championship, and in particular, it is at a different golf course because Quail Hollow is hosting the 2022 President's Cup. So this week it is at TPC Potomac. TPC Potomac, which previously held, as you can see, the Quicken Loans Tigers old tournament. Derell, what are your thoughts on TPC Potomac? I think you were there in 17-18 when it was out there.
I don't know. I was only there once. I was there in 2017. Okay. So I don't know if they still had it in 2018. I could be wrong. Regardless, I wasn't there in 2018, whether they had it or not. Yeah, TPC. I mean, they call it TPC Potomac Avenel Farms. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been there once, and that place is very hilly, tough walk. That definitely stands out when it comes to that place. Everybody knows it's a tough walk. Again, as always, that used to be the Tiger event, the Quicken Loans. Mm-hmm. So he always played well there, and I think actually you are right. I think because he played in there 2018, I believe.
2018, yep. I think
yeah.
It was 17,
so I think 2018 tournament was probably the last year there. Was that the last year that they had it there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, because now that I remember, I think he played there. Because when I was there, he didn't play there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, good golf course, good spot. I like the golf course. Like I said, the toughest part for me was, again, the caddies know it's definitely not the most friendliest walks.
It's a bit hilly, isn't it? Yeah. It looks visually intimidating. It looks pretty. I will say I do remember it, Tigers tournament hosting it, and I was like, this is a pretty nice looking golf course. Like,
no, it's a great beauty. Golf. I don't know. I don't remember. Is that whole?
I think it's 16 or 17, the par 3. Obviously over water. I
think it might be 17 actually. 17, now that I think it is 7, and then behind it is that tee box. Yeah. Yeah. So that back right there is the tee box on 18. Yeah, that is 17.
I think a lot of people remember it. Sung Kang, not on this particular hole. Him and Joel Damon.
10, I believe.
Number 10, but he did go in the water here. I remember he was contending.
Okay.
And he like doubled it or something. He had like a similar to what happened in the Honda. There was just this random monsoon in the middle of the round.
Yeah, and his caddy didn't have the umbrella because we just finished. We played early that day. I remember that. We played early that day and got away from that. And so I remember, I think I was at the airport actually watching it.
Yeah. So that's why I picked this one. I think it's also the prettiest hole. I mean, they got some, like I said, they have some pretty holes out there at TPC Potomac. I mean, Rory McIlroy technically is the defending champion of the Wells Fargo Championship. How about course scouting as far as what works here? It's a par 72 or par. Let me see. I actually got it right here. It's a 7,100 yard hole course, par 70. Ball striker course, short game course. What do you think, Derell?
Ball striker, you got to be I think you got to drive it well here. Mm-hmm. Driving is the abs. Again, if you're not good with the driver, you got to hit the fairway. So however you want to correlate that, like regardless, you got to be in the fairway. So driver is, I think, for the most part, you got to get yourself in the fairway because the tee shots are very demanding. Mm-hmm. The second shots are not as demanding from what I remember because even though it's hilly, the spots that you're landing it are fairly flat, so you can at least still attack areas and pins. Yes. So getting yourself a proper tee position is going to be key, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's certainly no pushover, if I remember correctly. I know Molinari tore it up in 2018 and won by like 8 or something. He was like high double digits, like 19 under or something like that. So I mean, because normally, so they've hosted actually the Kemper Open / Booz Allen Classic and something else, some web.com tournament.
Like web.com and Corn
Ferry. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Like it's a perfect backup course for wherever event is needed there.
It actually is the backup course. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's a good event. Yeah.
Because when I first went there, guys were talking about it like, oh yeah, they've been here because of those other events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, I like it. I think it's an interesting thing that they use it like that, but it's a tougher general play. And I kind of agree. I've heard that it's going to be tight and that actually the weather might be a little wet.
I haven't even looked at the weather. Is the weather going to be a struggle this week?
Yeah, it's going to be a little chilly, I think, and it might get a little wet as well. So maybe throw off our picks a little bit. Who knows? But
it's all good. We haven't been,
it hasn't stood logic anyway. So we'll just keep firing away as we do. So I think it's time to jump right in, Daryl. What you got?
Let's get it. So I'm gonna go. My first one. This was a hard one.
Mm.
It's just so tough. New event. Well, not new event, but and try not to go to my normal because we've been struggling with our picks. So I'm gonna go. We haven't heard of this guy in a little bit, and I think he's a solid ball striker, knows how to manage his game. I'm gonna go at 100-1 Martin Laird.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
that's a fair pick.
It's been a while. Again, he's somebody that just when I've always thought about him is just solid, just knows how to manage, get him to make some putts, and he's right in there. So yeah. I like as my dark horse, Martin Laird.
Okay, a grizzled vet like you did last week with Robert Streb. Though Martin Laird
did not age well.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, grizzled vet, or go for like a young gun in your dark. It's a dark horse pick. So
and I figured, the other part I figured he's been on tour a while, so he's surely seen this golf course more.
You would think at least once or twice.
So that's the other part. So that's kind of what went into my pick.
He's got some solid wins. I mean, Valero, Arnold Palmer. I mean, Las Vegas is more of a scoring fest, but it's kind of a mixed bag of wins. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I like the pick. 100-1 is good odds. For my dark horse, so I did a little research. Like I was talking about, the Kemper Open was held here, or the Booz Allen Classic, or whatever it was called. I'm going to pick a guy who's actually won here. Kind of a name from the past, but he has some relevance from last year. Finished third in the Olympics. Mr. Rory Sabatini won here in 2003. I believe it was called the FBR Capital Open, actually. Look, it's right there. So, yeah, won here in 2003 for his second PGA Tour win. Solid vet. He's a tenacious competitor.
He hasn't played in a while either, huh? I feel like I haven't seen it.
He had that injury at Arnold Palmer where he was like raking the bunker. He was raking the bunker. He was just walking in with the group, basically.
Okay.
I'd never seen that before, but yeah, he's been out since then, basically. So I don't know. I guess he's going to be fresh in my mind. He's been kind of, he kind of randomly contends here and there in the past few years. He hasn't won since 2011 or something like that. But we all know he's a tenacious competitor. That fire burns in his belly, and he's won here. So, I'm all about those good vibrations. Last week, the Mexico Open, I chose people who played well in Mexico. Rory Sabatini won here. So there you go. That's my logic on that. He's 150-1, by the way. Dark horse.
Dark horse. You'll take it.
Grizzled vets.
There's worse places you can, So for me, if we're going to go to my contender, it's been, again, I'm relying, first off, he's won the Quicken Loans, but not here. So I'm going at 65-1 Troy Merritt. So I like Troy Merritt. He actually seems like he's been kind of trending. I've seen his name, not paying attention too much, but just in general, plotter, can get things going. Won this event, not here though. So, that might give him some motivation. And like I said, I'm going Troy Merritt at 65-1.
Gotcha. Yeah, he won around this course somewhere. I think it was
some Robert Jones.
Robert Trent Jones, the one where they held the President's Cup, ironically.
Yeah.
So, good vibrations in the area. I feel that. Troy Merritt, solid player. 65-1s are solid odds. So it's been a minute for him to get in the winner's circle, but, he's capable of it. I think he's got a couple on the old belt. And, I remember I was talking about a couple weeks ago, I was following him early in his career when he was leading the Zurich back in 2010. So kind of a low-key Troy Merritt fan.
Troy Merritt, good dude.
Also, his former caddy was Wayne O'Drano, who is from Baton Rouge. So shout out to him. Trap golf, by the way.
Yeah.
And his whole thing. But yeah, like the pick. My contender pick, roughly around the same odds. Played well in tough conditions at the Honda. Actually won.
I was
Honda.
looking at that one.
Sepp Straka, the big Austrian.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger here.
Yeah.
Big old Sepp Straka. Playing good. I think he's like 30, roughly around that 30 spot on the FedEx Cup this year, and been trending well. Obviously won a few weeks back. Yeah, I think there's a good spot for him. Yeah, I don't really have anything
like
else.
I said, I was definitely looking at that pick, and that made too much sense. So based on the rule or whatever of making sense, it was hard for me to ride that wave.
He's in our bucket at least.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, if we're going right now to the winner, we've been struggling, and hopefully this is the week of weeks to get it done. I'm going 28-1 Tyrrell Hatton.
Okay.
Again, if weather becomes an issue, he should be, very vocal about it, I'm sure, and also able to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been a fan of his game.
Mm-hmm.
He's just consistent. I know he bashes himself more than most people, and very good player. He wouldn't be where he is today if he wasn't very good. And I think overall, if weather becomes a factor, I think he'll be able to, handle the storm.
Mm-hmm.
If you say,
yeah, European flavor. Yeah, like you said, handle the storm. Europeans typically play in tougher weather than in the U.S. Actually, I read a stat. I think he's number one in strokes gained putting. At least recently he was. I'm not sure if that's held true.
He's definitely normally up there,
which is actually interesting. You wouldn't, I guess you would think he's more of a ball striker, but he's actually a very solid putter. I mean,
the only reason why I know he's a solid putter is the year that Mac, our first year, he finished 8th in strokes gained putting. Mm-hmm. He was in the top 10. I think he was maybe 5. So that's the only reason why I knew he was a good putter, because I was like, who's ahead of us? And another guy that I remember ahead of us that's been struggling was Ricky Fowler was ahead of us.
Oh, wow.
So he obviously he rolls the rock well. Yeah. When he rolls the rock well.
Yeah, which is actually interesting. You wouldn't, like I just said, you wouldn't think Tyrrell Hatton's like a grinder with all his mental, his antics and his outbursts. But sure enough, he's a great putter. He grinds it out well, and he won at the Arnold Palmer when it was low scoring, or high scoring technically.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing. Like, I don't even know how to say, like, when you hit a club, like, is it your lower club or your higher club? Like, it
was in the single digits. How about that?
Yeah.
So he can handle the tough conditions. I like it. 28-1 using the CBS odds, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, down below. Your boy Rory McIlroy, like I said, is defending champ. He's the leader, the favorite, 7-1. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna do it, Derell. I'm going to go with Corey Connors, the Terminator, the 20-1 odd Canadian. Gonna get that second win, in my opinion. We've been going back and forth over social media, you and me, just sending each other his shots. I think it's time. To go back to the well on that, and hopefully he can get it done. I mean, I guess it's similar time as a Valero when he won it a few years back. What was that, in like April 2019-ish, 2018? Mm-hmm. So, I think he's got good vibes around this time. He's starting to play well this particular season. I think it's time, Derell. I think we have to put it in our bucket at least.
I think, if you guys have been watching if you know me, first off, personally, I'm a big fan of Corey Connors. Mm-hmm. Secondly, he plays a draw, and I love to play a draw. So that definitely, it's in my book. So Corey Connors, just ball striking Jesse. Yeah. Just, again, we talked about driving it well, and he's up there when it comes to driving and ball striking, and get him hot with a putter, and he can run away with it if you wanted to. So I definitely like Corey Connors. Like I said, again, if anybody, the people that know me personally know how highly I speak of him, and especially like the awe that I have of trying to hit a draw, because I'm still at that phase. Like, play a draw, hit a fade.
Yeah, no, I think it's relatable. You're not the only one, Daryl. Yeah, we all have that two miss going at times. So we'll all get out. We'll just watch Corey Connor kind of give his best Francisco Molinari impersonation this week. Hopefully he'll run away with it like Frankie did a few years
and,
back.
and again, like I think he's a perfect candidate when it comes to weather and weathering out the storm. So
yeah, consistent. Just hit them greens, baby. Make a few putts. That's all you got to do. Simpler, easier said than done. As they say. But he's a second favorite in odds, 20-1, tied with Matt Fitzpatrick. Yeah, there's some decent names. It's a quality field, stronger than last week. Yeah, I think it's always interesting to mix it up. I know it's typically held at Quail Hollow, but I like that it's mixing up this. We'll get Quail Hollow anyway in President's Cup time, so
yeah,
it's cool to have this backup course back in the swing of things. Daryl, do you have anything as far as stories about? I mean, I guess this course or the Quail Hollow Championship, or even Quail Hollow, the course that we didn't really talk about.
I mean, both courses are amazing. Obviously, Quail Hollow is just going to be well known because it's hosting majors, President's Cups, and it's tough to not see Quail Hollow this year because, again, one of the tournaments that I look forward to is Quail Hollow, just being in Charlotte and watching it on TV all those years. And the beauty of this is Wells Fargo in the past couple years has always been nominated or voted the best place to treat caddies.
Really?
So Wells Fargo they've been pretty much hands down over the years in regards to treating caddies. So this week, I'm sure, because it's going to be Wells Fargo, even though it's a different golf course, they're going to be, treating caddies pretty, class A, if you call it. So that's another reason why most people like to go to the Wells Fargo.
Why is that? They just give y'all to treat y'all with the best food and everything, best hospitality.
Best food. They do a laundry service.
Oh wow! Yeah.
They have at Quail Hollow, at least they do a valet for us. Normally, valet is only for players, typically during the weeks, and Wells Fargo does that. Wells Fargo also does a caddy gift, a pretty good one, and again, just very pro caddy for sure.
Awesome. That's cool to know. I mean, they treat y'all like kings in the Queen City. Usually.
Yeah, like I said, it's always been like last year. Okay, I will say this. Last year on Friday, first off, the food for the caddies is pretty good when it comes to Wells. Last year they had lobster rolls.
Oh, stop it!
So who does that? That's like player food one and just in general. And so, and there it's not like you're limited to one serving. It's you can go as much as you want. So that again, Wells Fargo does a good job for the caddies.
Dang. Well, now you know. Now you folks know. Quail Hollow, Wells Fargo typically runs a good tournament. I mean, there's a reason why players keep coming back. Not just because of the championship course there, but quality service all around.
The crazy part is this year is just, I think, a different type of year because of where it's situated. But normally Wells Fargo is known to be a pretty strong field.
Yeah. And I mean, I still think it is. I mean, it's certainly stronger than last week, but I mean, I'm looking at the names. Yeah, it's decent. So hopefully people will show out in Maryland this time. So I guess we'll see. Any last things, Daryl, for us?
For the most part, I'm going to actually watch this tournament. I'm pretty open this week, so definitely going to watch it. And it's good to, I like it because we haven't seen this golf course in a couple years, since 2018 actually. So it'd be good to kind of refresh and see if, because who knows, they might use it again and just kind of just dive in and enjoy some golf. And there's some good players this week, and seeing how their games are trending moving forward, because PGA is in a couple weeks, so that's going to be exciting in itself. So looking forward to this week for sure.
Yes, true that. The PGA, the major championship #2, Glory's second shot is coming soon. Tiger making perhaps another of appearance. Yes, he already did practice round. Speaking of, but we'll get to that when that comes. By the way, actually, I just saw this on social media at this particular course. Arnold Palmer on the third hole, back-to-back days, hit a hole in one. They got footage of the second day. Pretty crazy stuff back in like 1981 or something like that. The king has blessed this course with his presence. So pretty cool little fact there. I don't got anything else for y'all. You know what to do, audience. Like, subscribe, comment below. If you like this merch or whatever, got a little Anox stuff. If you like that, comment below. You gotta push product. But yeah, so let us know your picks. Let us know whatever you want to say to us. Your words mean something